Hey there Strinova fans, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the exciting world of Strinova, where you've got over 16 unique characters to choose from. I know it can be a bit overwhelming when you're trying to pick the perfect one for your playstyle, whether you're a skilled duelist or a tactical controller, but don't worry, I've got your back. We're going to break down the best characters to help you find your top choice so you can rack up those wins and dominate the battlefield. Now, to make things easier, we've put together a tier list of all the characters in Strinova. This way, you'll be able to see which heroes truly outshine the rest and which ones might leave you feeling a little, well, less than stellar. So, grab your snacks, get comfy, and let's jump into the tier list. You're going to want to stick around because by the end of this video, you'll be ready to pick the character that's just right for you. Let's get started. I'm quickly moving on to the video and I'm ranking characters in Strinova. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
My friends, only 0.1% of viewers subscribe. If you like this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance for your support.
The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Evet. Alright folks, let's dive into the world of Strinova and chat about one character who really doesn't pack the punch you might hope for, Evet. Now, Evet is a controller, and you think that means she's all about controlling the battlefield. However, her skill set has a little problem. Many of her abilities require her to stay put. It's kind of like trying to play chess on a roller coaster. You want to strategize, but everything keeps moving around. Take her Snowfall passive, for instance. It grants her invisibility, which sounds cool, but if the enemy decides to change positions during a fight, guess what? Yvette's secrets out. Talk about a real buzzkill for your stealthy plays. Now, let's chat about her weapon choice. Evet gets an SMG, which feels like a questionable pick when you consider her gameplay style. Imagine trying to hold down a position while up close and personal, and suddenly, you're stuck in a corner, unable to move. It's like bringing a spoon to a knife fight. You're just not equipped for the battle ahead. Sure, she can dish out some damage, but if you can't position yourself effectively, those bullets are going to waste while enemies slip through your fingers like sand. So, what's the takeaway here? While Evet has some intriguing mechanics, her design leaves a lot to be desired. The combination of needing to stay still and wielding an SMG makes her a tough character to play effectively. If you're a fan of mobility and adaptability in your characters, you might want to steer clear of Evet. But hey, maybe you'll find a way to make her work. Who knows? Maybe you're the one to unlock her hidden potential. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Baimo, Fuchsia, and Flavia. Alright, let's dive into the world of Strinova and talk about some of the C tier characters that, while they have their merits, just can't quite keep up with the heavy hitters. Think of them as the underdogs of the arena. First up, we've got Baimo, the duelist. Now, don't get me wrong, Baimo has a unique vibe with his teleportation and mystic dance skills, but let's be honest. If you're already reloaded, that skill feels a bit like a party trick that's lost its charm. Plus, his ultimate? It can be pretty easy for opponents to just camp the beacon and wait for him to spawn. It's like watching a movie where you know the plot twist before it happens. Next on our list is Fuchsia, another duelist who brings some flair but falls short in execution. Her skills are definitely situational, and if you've ever found yourself in a chaotic match trying to make use of her war feed passive, you know what I mean. The healing it offers is great, but collecting those orbs can feel like a scavenger hunt in the middle of a battlefield. And don't even get me started on the tracking of track elements. Trying to differentiate between wounded and full health enemies is like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while riding a roller coaster. It can be super disorienting, making Fuchsia a tricky pick for those who want a smoother experience. Then we have Flavia, who is an interesting case. While she has the potential to shine, she comes with a steep learning curve. Her abilities are all about taking damage, which sounds cool, right? But it means players need to be comfortable with a more aggressive playstyle. You can't just dive in and expect to come out unscathed. It takes some serious getting used to. If you can master that aggression, Flavia can be a force to be reckoned with, but until then, prepare for a few unfortunate deaths along the way. What's fascinating about these characters is how they each bring something unique to the table, even if they aren't the top choices. Baimo, Fuchsia, and Flavia remind us that not every character has to be a powerhouse to be fun. Sometimes, they offer a challenge that makes gameplay all the more interesting, and who doesn't love rooting for the underdogs? So there you have it. C-tier characters in Strinova may not always be the best options, but they certainly add some spice to the game. Whether you enjoy the challenge of using them or just want to keep things fresh, these characters definitely make the experience more dynamic. Remember, every character has a story to tell, and sometimes the journey is just as exciting as the destination. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Meredith, Konami, and Luini. Alright, let's dive into the world of Strinova and take a closer look at some of our B tier characters. These heroes might not be the shining stars of the roster, but they certainly bring unique skills to the battlefield. First up is Meredith, the controller. Now, don't get me wrong, Meredith has her moments, but she tends to trip over her own feet a bit. Her Sand Tsunami skill can cover an area nicely, but let's be real, it's pretty easy for enemies to dodge. Plus, her Zeroth Ring's passive, it's a bit too situational for my taste. I mean, there are definitely other abilities out there that could do the job better, but when she hits her ultimate Sand Burial, it's like magic. If you can flank an enemy group and catch them by surprise, it can turn the tide of battle. Just make sure you're not the first one through the door. Next, let's chat about Konami, the initiator. This girl is like the team's detective, always gathering intel on enemy positions. Her active and passive skills are all about exposing those sneaky foes hiding in the shadows, and the best part, everyone on your team can see the results. When you pop her ultimate performance art during the right moment, it's pure chaos for your enemies. Just picture it, they're slowed down and can't aim properly, making them sitting ducks for your team's assault. If you're looking for someone to set up perfect ambushes, Konami is your go-to gal. Now, we can't talk about Konami without mentioning Luini, another initiator who has a few tricks up her sleeve. Luini's abilities are pretty similar to Konami's, but here's the kicker, her passive only helps her, not the whole team. It's a bit of a mixed bag, however, don't let that fool you. Luini is all about sneaking around those choke points and getting in position for a flawless flank. When she activates Pulse Blade, any enemies caught in its wake will not only feel the hurt, but also give your team valuable intel. Talk about a 2-for-1 special. So, while Meredith might be a bit underwhelming as a controller, Konami and Luini are the sneaky sidekicks that can make any game thrilling. They may not be the absolute best, but they have potential and can fit well into a strategy if you play to their strengths. Each of these characters offers something unique, and finding the right situation for them can turn those B-tier blues into a winning strategy. In the end, it's all about how you use them. Just because a character is B-tier doesn't mean they can't shine. With the right team and tactics, Meredith, Konami, and Luini can certainly make their mark on the battlefield. So, if you're looking for a little fun with these heroes, don't hesitate to give them a shot. Who knows, you might just surprise yourself and your opponents. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Reichi, Audrey, and Madalena. Alright, let's dive right into the action. In the world of Strinova, where every character brings their unique flair to the battlefield, we have some standout A-tier characters that are worth your attention. These heroes not only shine in their roles, but also offer a fantastic balance of offensive and defensive capabilities. Let's break down what makes them so special. First up, we have Reichi, the controller extraordinaire. Now, this guy is a force to be reckoned with. His Daybreak skill allows him to block or deflect enemy attacks, making him a tough nut to crack in combat. But what really sets him apart is his sniper rifle paired with the Holy Wave Shield ultimate. When you're in a long-range encounter, Reichi turns the tables, making those fights feel incredibly one-sided in his favor. Sure, his Dawnpiercer skill might leave a bit to be desired, but honestly, who needs that when you can outsmart and outgun your opponents from a distance? Next up is Audrey, our beloved Sentinel. She's all about applying pressure and keeping enemies on their toes. With her guns blazing skill, Audrey can unleash a relentless barrage of fire that keeps enemies pinned down. But it doesn't stop there. Her Royal Shield passive complements guns blazing perfectly, providing protection while dishing out damage. If you're a newcomer to Strinova, Audrey is an excellent choice. She's got that perfect blend of offense and defense, making her a reliable pick for players just stepping into the game. And let's not forget about Madalena, another fantastic controller who brings her own unique strengths to the table. Her ability to track enemies with her passive is a game changer. It allows her to keep tabs on opponents while also slowing them down with her pigment bind skill. The cherry on top? Madalena can string block, which is crucial for controlling the flow of battle. She truly embodies what it means to be a controller, making her a strategic asset for any team looking to dominate the competition. So, whether you prefer sniping from a distance with Reichi, laying down suppressive fire with Audrey, or controlling the battlefield with Madalena, these A-tier characters offer plenty of options to suit your playstyle. They're not just about stats, they're about strategy and synergy. With the right team composition, you can take your Strinova experience to a whole new level. Get ready to have a blast and let your character shine. The characters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Celestia, Michele, Nobunaga, Kokona, and Ming. Alright, let's dive into the fascinating world of Strinova and explore some of the standout S-tier characters that can turn the tide of battle. These characters are not just powerful, they bring unique abilities that can complement any team composition. Trust me, you'll want to know about them. First up, we have Celestia, the ultimate healing support character. Imagine having a teammate that can literally tether to you and provide constant healing. Sounds like a dream, right? Celestia excels at keeping her squad alive with passive skills that kick in when activated. And let's not forget her trusty Polaris assault rifle, which is pretty much the best weapon in the game. With Celestia on your side, you're not just in the fight, you're thriving. Next, let's chat about Michele, our Sentinel powerhouse. If you're looking for a character that can lock down objectives, Michele is your girl. She sets up turrets that provide excellent coverage and hold down key positions with ease. Plus, her passive ability reveals enemies who dare to deal damage to her, giving you and your team a strategic advantage. And when things get tough, Michele's ultimate is there to pack a punch and distract your foes. Seriously, she's like your team's best friend and a damage dealer rolled into one. Now, let's not overlook Nobunaga, another sentinel who shines in tight spaces and choke points. His Guardian Eye's active skill is a game changer, enhancing his rate of fire, tech power, and armor regeneration. Getting to shoot faster while gaining armor quicker, that's a winning combination for anyone looking to dominate in gunfights. With Nobunaga on your team, you can hold down critical areas and ensure that your squad has the upper hand in engagements. Moving on, we have Kokona, another fantastic support character who truly knows how to multitask. Her drone follows teammates around, providing healing while they're in the thick of battle. And let's talk about her Super String Rebuild ultimate. It can revive fallen teammates, making it a game changer in clutch moments. Kokona wields a sniper rifle that deals solid damage, perfect for those long-range skirmishes. She's not just a healer, she can dish out damage when needed. Finally, we can't forget about Ming, the duelist who brings a whole new level of survivability to the table. Her Sunder Orb is perfect for flushing out enemies hiding in corners or behind cover. And here's the kicker, dealing damage with Ming actually returns armor, which is fantastic for those intense firefights. Her ultimate ability doesn't just increase survivability, it also slows down enemies, making them easy targets for you and your team. Ming is truly a force to be reckoned with, ensuring you come out on top, so there you have it. These S-tier characters, Celestia, Michele, Nobunaga, Kokona, and Ming, are must-haves in any Strinova team. Each one brings something unique to the battlefield, and when played together, they can create a synergy that's hard to beat. Whether you're looking for healing, crowd control, or sheer firepower, you can't go wrong with these fantastic characters. Happy gaming, and may your matches be filled with epic moments. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.